Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I've got some new releases from me, CZ Design, to share with you, and so I'm going to share a fun card project featuring some of those products for you to see. Stick around, that video is coming up next. So here's a look at the basic supplies I'm going to be using today. This is a stamp set I designed for Simon Says Stamp, simply called U. There is a large U, and the whole idea of this is to mix and match these sentiments to create your greetings. So thinking about you, sending a hug to you, I just love you, grateful for you. These little sub-sentiments are also small enough to die cut and overlay right over the U for kind of a cool graphic look. You rock, shine, love, you go girl, thank you, hey you. And then sub-sentiments here are the best, are my raison d'etre, I'm learning French, and all other things. So here, you make the world a kinder place, you are the best human I know, you will find your way, you will be okay, you can do it, and then more down here. So that's the idea. Then there is a coordinating die. I want to show you this. There is a die here, and this is both a die that will cut the stamped greeting, but it will also cut the word die, and you will get something that looks like that. So that's the die that cuts out the word and the shadow layer. So you can get both of those together, and then you can work with all of those greetings if you like. It's just I'm trying to do more of these sort of all-purpose things that you can mix and match for different occasions. Then I also have this cool embossing folder called Bubble Rings. And something I have not done in a while is create a blended background with oxide inks. So I pulled, let's see, is that the dried? I pulled a few here, and I think I'm going to get one more because I need a yellow. Maybe, we'll see. I have brushes all ready to go, so let's get set up to make a blended cardstock panel that I can then emboss. I'm going to start with a piece of cardstock. This is Hero Arts Deluxe Smooth, and I'm sticking this down to one of my sticky mats. Now, I have brushes. I have a whole set of brushes that are just for oxide inks. They have not seen any attention in quite a while, so I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of priming here. Well, no, they still feel really soft. Okay, let's give that a good rub. I only keep the second for oxides or pigment inks, but I just have not been using these in a while. And so today, I hope this isn't too wet. We're gonna load it up, and we are going to just blend. Oh my gosh, I forgot these are creamy. They go on like that. Oh, it's gonna look like ice cream. Look at that, I forgot. I'm like expecting something different. No, this is going to be beautiful. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Okay, that's shocking. Shocking and very exciting. Let's go to the carved pumpkin next. Okay, you fit in there, I think. Yes, I think I have a sticker. There we go. Get in there. I haven't used that. That's how long I bought my ink stand for my oxides, and it's been so long since I've used them. I've never used my oxide square pad ink stand. So there's a whole thing. And also, I hope you can't hear it. Oh my gosh, it just goes on like creamery butter. All right, we're going to overlap a little, get a little bit of that, because I'm not going to use the whole panel, but we're gonna do that. Guess I forgot, yeah, how quick this is, and I may have to add more pink after the fact. All right, get you. And I'm going to come in with dried marigold, and I think I can just use the same brush, but I am going to get some of that heavier carved pumpkin off. I just wanted it to be a little lighter here. Okay, I guess you just go. Yeah, right over there with that little bit of a lighter shade. It's like a happy sunset. All right. Scattered straw, another great color. This might be well, I know this is summer as I'm filming this, but maybe this will be the summer that the oxides come back. I recently did a video in my Something Old, Something New series, and something old was, oh my gosh, I have so much ink on here, was oxides, because it has been just a really long time since I've used them. And that's what inspired me to bust them out for this. All right, we're just going to get some different tones going here. I feel like I could use more pink, and we're going to do that. And let's pick this up. Kitsch Flamingo, I'll just grab some right off the pad, and we'll just go over the top here a little bit to bring some of that blend down, like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry. Although, you know what I probably could do? I could, if I wanted to, put some spatters on here of water. I mean, when in Rome, if I'm going to take the time to let it dry, we might as well. So let me get out a little water. I think I'll just pop in my paintbrush like this and just go boop, 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 boop. You can't really boop water, but you know it, you know. We're just getting some on to add a little more interest. And of course, it'll start doing its oxide thing. And then once this is completely dry, I will be embossing the panel. Okay? Like that. Right in the middle there. There we go. So this will dry. It'll get nice and chalky and pretty. And then when I come back, we will emboss, and I will go wash the grip mat just off in the sink with some warm water. While that is still drying, I have a little scrap of matte gold cardstock from another project, and I'm going to cut the U out of one side. See, I save my cardstock, people. I waste not, want not. I keep it in a little scrap bin, and I'm just cutting this out with my little baby compact cutter from Hero Arts. Kind of a new compact cutter to me. I like that it suctions down to your table. And pick up my magnet with this little magnet tool. If you haven't seen it, it's for doing magnetic manicures, but it works great for crafters. And now I have a gold U that I think I'm going to use. Again, this is the same size as the stamp set too. Just want to show you that so you can stamp or you can die cut if you have the coordinating die. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out a few more white layers and one white shadow layer so that can be the base of my U greeting. I'm going to glue on these to build up some dimension. And I'm going to use my liquid glue for this. This is Connect Glue from Gina K Designs, and I like to get a little started here. And I'll just build it up right on the die cut shadow layer because it's kind of easy to do. Once you get the first layer positioned, then you just stack the rest on. So just, you know, a nice little coating, bring this in, drop it down. It's got that nice generous margin, and press. I'm going to put that block on for just a second. Now you can just build up the dimension on the die cut too. You can do it either. I do it both ways. Sometimes I put it on the piece that I'm going to place down. Sometimes I put it right here. It's very easy to line up. Drop down. Liquid glue is your friend. It lets you wiggle. Get that into place. Also, you can scrape away any glue that oozes out with a craft pick. And one more layer for the matte gold cardstock. And we'll just pop that down. And that way, and you could add more layers of white if you really wanted to. This is how I build it up traditionally, with 2 layers of cardstock and 1 layer of whatever shiny goodness goes on top. All right, moving on. Next, I'm going to trim my panel down because I want it to be smaller before I emboss it. And I think what I will do is do the old 3 3/4 by 5. And I think I want more pink. And I'll see here, how does this look right smack dab in the middle? Oh yeah, I think that's a nice placement. That's enough room. Let me get my die cut machine so that we can emboss the the pattern. I've got my intercut machine, and I've got this one set to be the 3D emboss and about -4, maybe even further. I go to about -4, -5 because I like, let's see, how do I want to crank this? I like how it embosses this way. So we're going to open and suction that. For this, you're going to do just the platform on this machine. And now I need the folder. So what I need to remember is you want the nubby side that you can actually see that texture. You want it to be behind whatever it is that you're going to decorate, so to speak, because I want to push this up so that this pattern becomes raised on this side. So I want it to go edge to edge. I'm going to bring it down, and then you can look through and say, that's where my rings are going to go. And now we don't need anything else. We're just going to run it through and emboss. Now, you can put a little more tension on it if you like. You can put some cardstock over the top. I have done that before, but I really do think this is going to be just fine. And open it up and look at that texture that has been transferred into the paper. That's the deboss side, and that is the beautiful, funky circular pattern. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more to this. Hold tight. So I'm going to put a little spatter on here, and one of my happy discoveries of late, the new Distress Spritz Fossilized Amber is the perfect gold spatter / splatter medium. It's shiny. It has the shine. It's gold colored, and you've got a huge bottle of it. So here's what I've been doing with this. I'm not spraying it on. I'm just going to put a little bit here on my surface, okay? Picking it up with a little round brush and flicking it on. And it's shiny, and it will look so pretty when the light catches it. Now I might need a little bit more. Now if you wanted to go full on, you know, spritzy spray, you could spritz it on, but I'm never good with the spritzers. I do better with a brush. Just tapping it over my finger or like this. And all this is doing is adding shine to this already embossed, colorful pattern. Panel. You know what I'm trying to say. All right, so I am going to let that dry, and you can see the shine on that. Isn't that fun? It's subtle, right? I'm going to get almost all of it off this brush, and then I will let that dry so we can move on. So I'll show you. I mean, it's so pretty. It's just the right amount. Set that aside, and I think because it's shiny, I think I'm going to use the sentiment that says shine, and then I'm going to just overlay it onto the die cut. So there's a lot of ways you could go with this. I could also stamp on the inside, you make the world a kinder place. Like I don't usually show the inside, but I'm going to do that. And maybe just for a backup, you are amazing. Sometimes I do a couple because I don't know if I'm going to change my mind, but get these here, pop them down. They don't have to be perfectly straight. I'm going to pick them up. I'm just going to use a little conditioning eraser, prime them up for the first stamping, and I will use my anti-static powder. This is the same Hero Arts white cardstock for the whole project today. I have my Versamark embossing ink. And we'll just drop it and press lightly. Just kind of walk my fingers. I don't want to get it smushed. And transfer. Just a light press. Now let me grab my little folded piece of paper. And I'll just hold on to this with my little clothespin. And I'm going to use Brutus Monroe Gilded. Really nice gold powder. Now I can't see where any of these are. Oh, they're there. All right, let's see how we did. Oh, that looks good. Just let that sit. And if I have any errant pieces, which I have one right there. I keep a dry brush for this very reason, because it seems like no matter what I do, I manage to get some form of static on my paper. Okay, funnel this back in, and then I will heat up my heat tool, and we will melt this powder. All right, those both look great, so I'm going to grab sentiment label dies so I can cut them out. I'm going to use my larger die cut machine, my Anna Griffin Impress, and I will just run those through using my Simon Says Stamp sentiment labels to trim them out. Pop you out. All right, and now I'll just trim these down from side to side. Well, let's see the pretty side for seeing which one is going to work. I've got my small trimmer here, and I will just bring this in, line it up so the E is right over that little nubby. Flip it. This is just how I trim all of my strips so that they stay nice and straight. I can't really use scissors to save my life, so we've got to use shine, and we've got You Are Amazing. I think I like the shine, but we'll see. Again, push it up against. You can do this with a bigger trimmer. I just love this little guy. I keep it under my desk, and it's just easy to grab. And for me, it's a heck of a lot easier than scissors. All right, 2 greeting choices. And I think too, I'm gonna make a note card because I want to show you my idea for the inside. So I've been thinking the whole time that I'm gonna make a vertical card, but then I thought, oh, you know what? I like it that way. You know, sometimes if you're looking at a panel and you have a big greeting, you know, flip it around, see which way you like best. That is what just made me change my mind for my orientation. So I cut a piece of the same hero cardstock here to be 8.5 by 5.5. Yes, it is. And then I'm going to score it right here. All right. And then I thought, just for fun, I'm going to stamp on the inside of this card. I don't show that very often. And also, I like this scoreboard because it goes right to the edge here because you start off the board. Plus, it's really small. It just slides in under my desk very easily. I am going to grab my larger Misty. You wouldn't need to have the bigger one, but you know, sometimes it's what I do. I got all the things. I'm going to use all the things. And what I'm going to do is just repeat colors. Now, I'm going to have to let this dry because, of course, you know, these are oxides and they're going to have to dry. Why don't I do the pink, which is the Kitsch Flamingo. And I hardly ever stamp with these either. And they're fun inks, right? I don't know how this is gonna, I hope it looks good. I'll just ink it up, right? Bring it down to have that very matchy color. I guess I could have done these also in the regular Distress, but we're just gonna let these dry. And by the time they're dry, I'll be able to fold my card and finish. So that way we'll get the exact same color look from the front of the card to the inside of the card. I think that looks fine. I like the stampy look of oxide. All right, and then I will get the sub greeting. You make the world look, I like You Are the best. Oh, that didn't get cut apart. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna show you this because if this happens on your stamp set, and that is something I missed on the proof, these are not supposed to be joined. So, oops, Cathy might have missed that. Got to do a little bit of stamp surgery and cut that apart. That's all. So if yours comes that way, I may have to, yeah, you never know. You never know. There we go. And now I'm going to say, you are the best human I know. And you know what? I'm going to do this in the pink too. I don't need to mix in another color. I think this will be very sweet. I guess I could prime that a little. And ink this up, press, ink it up. Actually stamps really nicely. And press. And that will be the inside of my card. I will let that dry completely, and then I will move on to finishing out the card. I've put some foam tape here on the back of the panel. We are going to peel this off and pop this onto the note card. Release. Now, I pulled out some foam squares. These are just regular foam squares because I do want to pop this up. The problem is I don't want to have one of the foam squares hit some of that dimensional area. So I have an idea. But first, before I do that idea, I don't know if I'm going to do "You are amazing." I could do "You are amazing" like that too. See, that's how you could, because this is such a large word, you can pop it right on here and you can still read it so easily. That's really cute. Or "You shine," same deal. It could be like that, or here, or off to the side. But you know what? I actually kind of like "You are amazing." And so I'm going to set that aside for now, and I'm going to make sure this is centered. But here's what I'm going to do. I had this idea and I thought it was smart. You tell me. Okay, I want this to be here. So I want to have foam squares facing up in the spot where this is going to go. So I'm looking for the dip down. All I'm going to do, I don't know if I can do this because they're sticky. Oh gosh, is it going to come off here? Come on. It's so sticky. There we go. Okay, one's going to go there, like that. And I guess I could pick that up because see, I know it's going to go right in the middle there. Okay. I mean, I don't know. This is, I just don't want these to be in the way of the circle bump ups. Come on now. There we go. There we go. Okay. It's kind of working backwards here. All right. And then you are going to be right there. Yeah. Okay.
5 minutes later.
I'm just going to do that. I think that will be good right there. And is that enough to hold everything up? I think it is. I think that gives me a nice little thing, because under here, you're going to run into all those other things. So I'm going to zoom in here a little. And now I can place this down. And that's enough. I am going to put a little bit of liquid glue on here just to make sure that when I put this down, if I have to wiggle it at all, I have a second or two before that glue starts to harden and hold. So now we know we're centered and the foam squares are going to work great. All right, like that. And if you want to be a stickler, and I like being a stickler, you can bring in a T-square ruler like this one to make sure that top line is straight. That looks good. All right, now all I have to do is add "You are amazing." And I think I would like this to have a little dimension as well, just a little. So let me grab a thin foam square. And that'll give us just enough to hold that up. Okay, so take those off. And again, I will take a little bit of liquid glue and repeat that process. Then I think I'm going to add something shiny to this. Okay, because, you know, you got shine happening. We're going to, I like that it crosses into the center of the O and right to the edge like that. So you are amazing. Look at all that shine there. Isn't that fun? All right, let me get a few shiny things to finish out the card. All right, I went ahead and added the sequins, the beads. I wasn't filming. So boop, 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 boop. I don't know. Sometimes I forget to hit go. But that is the finished card project. And look at the beautiful shine that it has because of that fossilized amber distress spritz. It's very cool for a gold, right? It just finishes it beautifully. And then on the inside, we have "You are the best human I know." I think I was a little off center with that, but you know what? It still looks good, and this card is done. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so please hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.